come on and get a little closer together as a community.
This is the last
Can we
time
have everyone's attention, please?
Terry and Robin
Come on closer.
the Friday Vigil.
Leave a pathway, bring your focus in. Thank you again for coming to this special transition vigil. As we said, we are officially transferring the role of co-coordinators from Terry and myself to Julie and Jayson. And we thought that the drum that we use on the first Friday of every month to help us when we read the names of the Gazan children who've been killed in the genocide, those of you who've been here know that as each name is read, we beat the drum just to mark their humanity and their loss. But drums also, stand for leadership, like march to the beat of a different drummer. So we're going to pass the drum on.
Take this out for a second. Hi everybody, thank you for being here today. Before I introduce Jayson, I just want to take a moment to personally thank Terry and Robin. You can applaud. Your devotion to this has meant so much to so many of us, and I'll let Jayson say more about that, but just on a very personal note, I'm really happy to know that you guys will still be around, and that's the type of legacy and influence that I love to be around. People who build something, and when they step away, they're still around. There's a lot to be said for that. And so thank you for being who you are. And to all the rest of you, once again, my name is Julie Wilgus. I am one of the transitional leaders who has stepped in during this time with the very wonderful Jayson Massey. Yeah. I also want to give a little shout out to Karen, who's back here in the back line holding it down, and is another wonderful leader from Friday at Fettermans, who is just an amazing stabilizing force during our transition time. So it's really cool to be linking arms with people and taking these steps together as we see what comes next. I'd like to take a moment to now tell you a little bit about this wonderful person next to me. Jayson Massey is a student, an organizer, a volunteer leader, and a general busybody. These may be his words, not mine. And he is a member of the Friday at Fetterman's organizing committee, the leader of the Reclaim Philadelphia Northwest Neighborhood Chapter, and there's more, and a co-leader of the Northwest Cluster of Power Interfaith, among other things. And I'll add one more. He's been such an incredible leader and friend and partner in this effort during this transition time. Jayson, thanks so much. We're looking forward to hearing from you today.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your well wishes as we go through this time of transition. Unfortunately, there were a couple of folks from we only have 2 staff members at Reclaim, and the 2 staff members could not be here to talk about their excitement around the transition. Yes, thank you. And so what they left me with a message for you. They wanted to recognize both Seth Anderson Oberman, our executive director, and Sergio Sia, our political director, wanted to recognize all the folks that come here each week. Seth has been an active participant. He's spoken here previously, and he's been here at the 24-hour vigil. And He also wanted to recognize all of the leaders who helped organize, especially Terry and Robin, but all the other folks who are on the organizing committee who helped put this together and keep this going each week, even when it rains, even when it snows. So that was really important for them to recognize that. And there was a process through getting Reclaim on board to actually take on doing Friday the 13th. It was not, it was a process. Part of that process was a lot of folks at Reclaim have a real concern around Gaza. But that concern had to be pointed toward not just a witnessing. It had to also come with another, not just another viewpoint, but how do I say this? Reclaim wanted to push things forward and not just get stale and get stuck and push things forward. So what we hope to see, the world we want to see that we can build together now is a world that pushes our elected officials and especially the candidates now towards right relations with Palestinians and all other countries. As we can see, this illness, this virus of militarism infects so many things, both domestically and internationally. We can't just stop at saying, "Oh, we'll just not worry about that. I'm just worried about what happens at home." Because this is happening at home. This is happening in communities all over. It's happening with ICE. It's happening with police. It's happening with data centers.
Yeah.
One of the candidates we talked to, because we were interviewing folks for endorsements, and they said, "Oh well, I don't want a data center in my neighborhood, but if they put it somewhere else, it's okay." No, it's not okay. It's not okay to take up land to pollute and to use up fossil fuels and take away a space that we could use for other things that we actually need, like affordable housing or a restaurant or whatever else we choose to put there as a community. And what we get in return, we don't get a lot of jobs as return. Once you build a data center, it's built. It's just a bunch of computers in there. You don't need a lot of people to run it. And you use it, and what are you using those computers for? You're using those computers for doing things like blowing up girls' schools in Iran. Right. So it all works together, and we need to have a space to make those big political points, and then really organize people so we can go out and talk to folks about that, so they're aware when they go to the polls. And the folks that are in Philly, in Harrisburg, in Washington are also aware. And we know what they're doing. We know what they're doing is wrong. And we know what right is. And we need to insist on them doing right instead of wrong. So that's what we want to work on. We want to bring more of that each week. And we want to invite folks to join us to help plan how to do that within our communities. So with that being said, one of the things to do that is to join Reclaim Philadelphia. So how do you do that? You go to, it's very complicated. I need you to write this down, get your phones out. It's very complicated. Go to reclaimphiladelphia.org. Click the big blue donate button. And then make a recurring donation of any size. Then you're a member of Reclaim. We're organizing this as a part of the Peace and Justice Caucus. So we want to organize here, and then if we can get enough folks and we can get enough organizers, we want to expand to other concerns. Because there's other things we need to talk about. We need to talk about our prisons. You know, people are already doing that kind of work, but we have to organize people and organize money to do more of that work within this space. And I think this is a space, and you guys are the folks that care about that stuff, and we need to do more work on that. So that's our goal and our hope and our objective, and that's the way we feel in our hearts And I want to thank the folks that stayed on, Karen, Tina, for staying on, Lewis Webb Jr. for AFSC, for staying on to help out. We have a couple other folks that are already in Reclaim that are going to help out, Matthew and Charlotte. And we want to add more folks so we can get more stuff done. So we can get we can influence things nationally, statewide, and locally. So that's what I came to say. I could say much more, but I think we don't have that kind of time. But let's talk about this as we go along in our days and the weeks to come. So I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank you all for being here. And at this point, we want to. If this is not going to be the last chance to put stuff in the coffee can. It's just since we're moving towards Reclaim, it's going to be a Reclaim coffee can. So we're just going to have to take the money to Reclaim. This is a little bit different, but we're still going to collect stuff in the coffee can. We're still going to have our flyers out. We're still going to have name tags. So if you do want a name tag and you're new, go ahead and sign up, and we'll get you a name tag. We want to know who you are, and we will put you in a database, which is another thing I need to do this weekend. So I will get to that. I promise to get to that today. So thank you all. We have 800 folks in our MailChimp database that we're going to migrate over. So you'll get your emails from Reclaim Philadelphia. I think they'll just be from me, but we also would love folks to help with that, because there's stuff that we should be putting out as a community to each other, so we keep each other in our thoughts, and we know what's going on, so we know where we should be. So, with that being said, I think we should wrap up. I want to thank all of you sincerely for being here, even if it's your first time or this is your 120th time. It's wonderful to be in front of all of you, and I'm looking forward to moving things forward and helping out week to week. And so we always end, as we always do, with a moment of silence. So I invite you to join us in a moment of silence.